Here's your wrestling news for January 14th, 2022. And your headlines for this afternoon include WWE making shocking plans for Elimination Chamber Premium Live event. Nobody knows who the hell he is. WWE Hall of Famer says Corey Graves shouldn't wrestle again. John Cena reveals he downed 3 beers before match with wrestling legend. A corporate sellout. MLW COO blasts AEW star who's rooting for WWE in latest lawsuit. WWE Hall of Famer arrested, charged with making terrorist threats. Top Impact Wrestling star says he received offers from WWE and AEW last year. Recently released WWE superstar celebrates first magazine cover since being cut last November, and more. We are kicking off today with WWE, who will be bringing back their Elimination Chamber Premium Live event next month, which could take place in a very interesting place. Fightful Select is noting that WWE is planning on having the Elimination Chamber structure at their next show in Saudi Arabia, which is expected to take place on Saturday, February 19th. Bringing the chamber to the Middle East isn't a new idea, but something WWE has been considering since Crown Jewel last November, and there's even been discussions about having an episode of either Raw or SmackDown happen in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. If the chamber show does happen in Saudi Arabia, there's no word on whether the show will be sold as Elimination Chamber or if a women's chamber match will happen alongside the men's. Whatever the plan is, WWE only has a month until the event will happen in Saudi Arabia, and we'll just have to wait and see whether the massive Elimination Chamber structure makes its way to Saudi Arabia. Earlier this week, it was reported that Corey Graves has been medically cleared to compete nearly 8 years after he was forced to retire due to concussions. A former NXT Tag Team Champion who briefly held the 24/7 title, Graves being cleared is a huge win for him, but not everyone wants to see him get back in the ring. On his Hall of Fame podcast, Booker T discussed Graves' situation and had some harsh words for the WWE commentator, saying, "Nobody knows who the hell Corey Graves was before he retired. I know he's going to be pissed off at that a little bit. The thing is, he's done so good at being a commentator, what the hell is he thinking getting back in that ring?" Booker explained that Graves has mastered being a commentator and that WWE may not want him to wrestle solely because it'll take away from his duties behind the desk. And even if WWE allows him to work both roles, he should never give up being a commentator. Ultimately, this will be a decision WWE and Graves have to make, and it'll be one that shouldn't be rushed into, but after nearly 8 years, the fact that Graves even has the option to wrestle is a huge win. At WrestleMania 34, John Cena faced The Undertaker in one of the best-sold matches of the night, as it was one WWE constantly teased wouldn't happen. In the build-up, Cena would repeatedly call out the dead man, only for The Undertaker to not appear, making his return to New Orleans all the more memorable. This week, Cena appeared on the Pat McAfee show to discuss sitting in the crowd at that year's Mania, and admitted that he had a unique way of getting prepared to be another victim of the Phenom. "I made great friends with some people who traveled from Australia and people who traveled from across the US buying each other beers. Literally, I crushed 3 tall drafts before they told me The Undertaker was there, and I had to hop the barricade and go wrestle The Undertaker." After a pre-match beatdown on Elias, Cena would fall to The Undertaker in a match that went under 3 minutes, and we can only imagine dealing with the next day hangover after taking a tombstone by one of the all-time greats. When MLW filed a lawsuit against WWE arguing that the sports entertainment juggernaut had tampered with her business dealings, not everyone was rooting for the underdog. Despite being a former MLW talent and current AEW wrestler, Joey Janela publicly backed WWE in the suit, saying that MLW takes advantage of young talent and underpays their roster. Now, MLW COO MSL has fired back, as during an appearance on the Wrestling Inc. Daily podcast, he didn't mince words with his own accusations about Janela. "I did see him say something, he's just trying to look out for young wrestlers. Is he looking out for young wrestlers when he's drinking at shows and giving them concussions? I wonder about that. There's a lot of false info out there." MSL went on to brand Janela a corporate sellout who has massive heat in AEW because he's unprofessional. He also claimed that the bad boy of AEW is desperate to go to WWE and make more money, so he's, quote, "kissing the ass of billionaires and doesn't care how many wrestlers get screwed over." MLW's lawsuit claims that WWE forced Tubi to cancel their streaming deal with the promotion, and that a WWE executive pressured Vice TV not to work with MLW. That ex-WWE executive has now been revealed as Susan Levinson, the former head of WWE Studios, who was terminated in May 2021. As far as MLW is concerned, Joey Janela is both a hypocrite and a sellout for his comments, as this lawsuit is already turning ugly, even for those who aren't being sued. Now, for over a decade, Tammy Sytch, better known as Sunny, has had problems with the law, and now the WWE Hall of Famer has been arrested again. TMZ Sports obtained court records that reveal Sytch was arrested in Keansburg, New Jersey yesterday morning and by 11 a.m. was behind bars at Monmouth County Jail. 2 of the charges filed against her relate to illegally possessing a weapon, but we are unable to determine what kind of weapon it is, while the other charge relates to terroristic threats. In New Jersey, terroristic threats occur if a suspect threatens to commit a crime of violence with the purpose to terrorize another or cause the evacuation of any place that would cause serious public inconvenience, such as an office or bus. Sunny has been arrested 6 times in the past for DUIs, but this is a much different kind of charge filed against the original diva, who has said she planned to turn her life around. We'll keep following this story as more details come out, but for now, Tammy Sytch is back behind bars. Over to Impact Wrestling now, as the world champion Moose has been a dominant force in the company, recently retaining his title at Hard to Kill over Matt Cardona and W. Morrissey. Moose has been with Impact since 2016 and has been booked well throughout that time, and has unsurprisingly earned the attention of other companies. Speaking with Busted Open Radio this week, Moose said how he re-signed with Impact in mid-2021, but offers were made by both WWE and AEW to jump ship. Moose said he considered the offers, but did not feel right leaving Impact without becoming Impact World Champion, a title he earned at Bound for Glory 2021. Interestingly, Moose has teased at making a jump to WWE, but not full-time, as he recently called out Roman Reigns on social media, now that the forbidden door between WWE and Impact is open. Time will tell if the Impact World Champion ever steps in the ring with the WWE Universal Champion, but it's safe to say that both WWE and AEW are very interested in Moose now that he's reached the pinnacle of the Impact Wrestling roster. And we're ending today with Scarlett Bordeaux, who was released last November alongside her fiancé, Karrion Kross. Almost immediately after her release, Scarlett said she had already received tons of offers, third-party deals she wouldn't have had the chance to do in WWE, and now she's landed her first magazine cover. Appearing for Fitness Girls, Bordeaux is described as the hottest free agent in wrestling, and it's declared that the Smoke Show is back. Scarlett has certainly been busy since her release and tweeted her excitement at getting her first magazine cover, which we expect will be the first of many for the former WWE superstar. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.